Hey, Lakers fans. Today is one of those days every basketball follower feels the tension building up, trade deadline day. Hours away from the clock striking zero, and the Los Angeles Lakers are either going to shake things up in a major way or stay put and see how the rest of the season unfolds. Now, if you're sitting there wondering what kind of moves make sense or picturing yourself in Rob Pelinka's shoes, this is the moment where strategy, patience, and foresight all collide. The goal is not just to make a splash for the sake of it. It's about strengthening the roster, adding pieces that fit both now and for the long term, and maintaining enough flexibility to maneuver in the upcoming offseason. Lakers fans know that cap space is king, and the balance between investing in immediate upgrades while preserving future options is delicate. Looking at the current landscape, there's a clear checklist the Lakers need to hit. They want rotation depth, players who bring energy and athleticism, and names that can complement the existing core without locking the team into unsustainable contracts. We're talking about flexibility to make bigger moves next summer, but also ensuring that any additions this season have the potential to make a real impact. The Lakers aren't looking to gamble on one high-profile superstar at the expense of the roster's overall balance. Instead, it's about calculated improvements. Realistically speaking, that's where a smart trade can transform the team from good to elite without compromising the future. So, which teams fit that scenario? One name keeps coming up, and it makes so much sense when you break it down: the Brooklyn Nets. Over the past season, it's been clear that the Lakers have a working relationship with Brooklyn's front office. Trading with a team you know and trust often results in fair deals, and the Nets have assets that match the Lakers' needs without creating risk for either side. It's not about trying to outmaneuver someone or get the steal. It's about a trade that gives the Lakers exactly what they need and keeps everyone's long-term plans intact. Now, let's dive into specifics. There are a handful of players the Lakers could target to upgrade the rotation immediately. Young, versatile wings who can play both ends of the floor, scoring guards who can stretch defenses, and athletic big men who can protect the rim and handle the interior. Names like Drawn Sharp, Zaire Williams, Haywood Highsmith, Cam Thomas, and Akai Abaji come to mind. Each of these players fills a very specific need for the Lakers while staying cost-effective. This is key because maintaining cap flexibility allows the team to pursue bigger acquisitions later or re-sign the emerging core without restrictions. The strategy isn't to chase the flashiest player, but to assemble a group that complements the current stars and strengthens every level of the rotation. The financial aspect is critical here. For example, players like Drawn Sharp and Zaire Williams have manageable contracts, and the others are in similar ranges. Akai Abaji represents the higher end of this potential package, but even he is far from a blockbuster salary. By carefully structuring the trade, the Lakers could bring in multiple players without jeopardizing their future cap space. And if needed, the trade could be split into separate transactions to ensure all the moving pieces fit perfectly. History shows the Lakers are comfortable doing multi-step trades, and this type of flexibility makes a roster overhaul feasible even on trade deadline day. Another important factor is Brooklyn's motivation. The Nets are looking for cap space and assets, which aligns perfectly with what the Lakers can provide. The Nets aren't losing core talent they can't replace. They're simply offloading salaries and picking up potential future contributors. That alignment of interests makes a trade not only plausible, but highly likely if both teams are committed to smart roster management. Essentially, this deal is a win-win. The Lakers get rotation upgrades and future flexibility, and the Nets gain cap relief and potential draft considerations or young assets. This approach also solves positional needs for the Lakers. With Zaire Williams, the team gains a versatile two-way wing, while Akai Abaji offers a strong interior presence with athleticism and rim protection. Cam Thomas gives scoring punch from the perimeter, and Drawn Sharp brings defensive reliability and experience. Haywood Highsmith, even if not yet a household name, adds a high-upside athletic forward who can grow into a reliable rotation piece. This collection of players addresses multiple gaps while remaining young and dynamic enough to adapt to the Lakers' style of play. Looking at the bigger picture, this kind of trade doesn't just fill holes. It reshapes the roster entirely. It allows for a balanced mix of youth and experience, scoring and defense, size and versatility. You end up with a team that can handle multiple lineups and rotations, adapt to different opponents, and have the depth to weather injuries or fatigue over the long season. On top of that, the cap space left over from these transactions positions the Lakers to pursue additional moves or extensions during the offseason. It's not just about the here and now. It's about creating a structure that makes the Lakers competitive for years to come. Of course, executing a trade like this isn't simple. First-round picks may have to be included to make the math work, and there may be additional considerations such as sending out veteran contracts to balance the books. But if you focus purely on the roster construction and long-term vision, the logic is clear. The Lakers can acquire 5 rotation players, upgrade multiple positions simultaneously, and still retain the financial flexibility to add more pieces later. In effect, this kind of trade could be transformative, turning the Lakers into a team with depth, athleticism, and scoring ability across all positions, while keeping the door open for future star acquisitions. Now, let's take a closer look at the mechanics of how a trade like this could actually work in practice. The Lakers have to balance multiple moving parts, including existing contracts, roster spots, and the value of draft picks. Sending out certain players might be necessary not just to clear space, but to align salaries with NBA trade rules. Veterans with expiring contracts could be key in making the trade compliant while also allowing the Lakers to maintain their long-term flexibility. Every dollar and every contract term matters in these situations, because even a single misstep can limit the team's ability to make further moves in the offseason. The beauty of a deal with Brooklyn is that it's structured around mutual benefit. The Lakers get talent they can develop immediately, while the Nets relieve themselves of salary commitments and position themselves to pursue their own strategies for rebuilding or retooling. In terms of roster fit, each player targeted in this trade brings something unique that addresses specific Lakers needs. Take Zaire Williams, for example. He is a multi-positional wing who can defend multiple positions, attack the rim, and stretch the floor. His presence would give the Lakers a true two-way player who can complement the offensive stars while providing stability on the defensive end. Akaya Baji adds a physical, interior presence, someone who can protect the paint, contest shots, and grab rebounds. His versatility in the frontcourt allows the Lakers to rotate players seamlessly, especially in lineups where they need both defensive intensity and athleticism. Cam Thomas is a natural scorer, a guard who can create his own shot, finish in transition, and relieve pressure on the team's primary scorers. Having a scorer like him coming off the bench, or even as part of a rotation upgrade, can completely change the dynamic of games where spacing and offensive flow are crucial. Haywood Highsmith represents upside and flexibility. While he has not played extensively this season, his athleticism and two-way potential make him a valuable addition. Adding a player like Highsmith gives the Lakers options to experiment with rotations and see who fits best alongside the core stars. Drawn Sharp provides the defensive and veteran presence the team needs, someone who can guard multiple positions and contribute immediately without requiring a huge salary commitment. Each of these players fills a distinct role, and collectively, they create a balanced mix of youth, athleticism, scoring, and defense. The overall impact of bringing in this type of package is that the Lakers would not just be filling gaps. They would be reshaping the team to compete at a higher level across every lineup combination. Financially, this package is intriguing because it maximizes impact while minimizing risk. By keeping most of the contracts manageable, the Lakers maintain room to maneuver in the offseason. Even if Akaya Baji represents the highest salary among these players, the total outlay remains far below what would block the team from pursuing additional moves. Players like Drawn Sharp, Zaire Williams, Cam Thomas, and Haywood Highsmith all come at modest salaries relative to the value they provide. That's critical for a team looking to remain competitive now while also building toward a sustainable, long-term structure. Cap flexibility is not just about being able to sign stars in the offseason. It's about having the freedom to make strategic decisions that align with the team's vision and maintain adaptability as the league evolves. Another factor to consider is the potential impact on existing players. Trades of this magnitude inevitably require roster adjustments, and the Lakers would need to evaluate who is expendable, who fits the long-term vision, and how each move affects chemistry. For example, trading out certain veterans might open opportunities for younger players to step into bigger roles, accelerating development while also keeping the team competitive. It's a delicate balance. Players who are part of the rotation have to feel valued, but the overarching goal is to optimize the roster for performance. In this context, strategic trades like the one being discussed become more than transactions. They become tools for shaping culture, setting expectations, and building a foundation for sustained success. From a strategic standpoint, targeting Brooklyn makes sense beyond just individual player value. There is a precedent for dealing with teams you have trust and rapport with, and front office relationships can be the difference between a fair trade and a deal that leaves one side disadvantaged. The Lakers have historically shown a willingness to work with familiar partners, and Brooklyn's position, seeking cap space and flexibility, aligns perfectly with what the Lakers can provide. This alignment creates a high-probability scenario where both sides walk away feeling they gained value. When you combine this with careful roster planning, the potential for a transformative trade becomes very real. Thinking about how the Lakers could structure this, there are multiple layers. Trades could be executed in stages if necessary, especially if salary rules or roster limitations make a single transaction challenging. First-round picks might need to be included as incentives, and veteran players with expiring contracts could be moved to balance the books. The idea is not to overpay or mortgage the future recklessly. It's about leveraging existing assets to acquire talent that fills immediate needs while preserving financial and roster flexibility. With thoughtful planning, the Lakers could acquire 5 new rotation players, improve multiple positions simultaneously, and still have room to maneuver in the offseason. That level of strategic foresight is rare, but it's exactly what a team aiming for championship contention must consider. The potential on-court impact cannot be overstated. Imagine a lineup where Zaire Williams provides length and defense on the wing, Akaya Baji anchors the paint, Cam Thomas offers instant scoring, Haywood Highsmith adds depth and energy, and Drawn Sharp delivers defensive reliability. That combination creates a roster capable of handling multiple matchups, controlling both ends of the court, and maintaining performance even in high-pressure scenarios. Depth becomes a significant advantage, especially in playoff settings where injuries, fatigue, and matchup adjustments can dictate outcomes. By adding players who are versatile, athletic, and capable of contributing across different roles, the Lakers strengthen their chances of competing at the highest level. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the NBA rumor mill is spinning at full speed, and one name has taken over conversations around the league: Jaylen Brown. According to growing whispers behind the scenes, the explosive wing is already being treated by insiders as a future Laker, a move that could reshape the balance of power in the Western Conference. While nothing has been made official, the idea of Brown wearing purple and gold is no longer dismissed as fantasy, but discussed as an imminent reality. The speculation points toward Los Angeles assembling a new Big Three built on star power, versatility, and championship urgency. Pairing Jaylen Brown with LeBron James and Luka Doncic would create a trio unlike anything the franchise has seen in years. Brown's two-way impact, athleticism, and ability to score at all 3 levels would immediately address long-standing needs for the Lakers, especially on the perimeter. His presence would take pressure off LeBron, allowing the veteran icon to manage games more strategically, while also giving Luka another elite option to stretch defenses and thrive in space. Around the league, executives quietly acknowledge how seamless the fit appears on paper. Brown's defensive intensity complements Luka's offensive creativity, while LeBron's leadership would anchor the locker room. The rumors suggest the Lakers are betting heavily on a short-term championship window, prioritizing proven stars over long-term projects. Financial gymnastics, potential roster sacrifices, and complex negotiations are all part of the background noise, but the belief is that Los Angeles is willing to pay the price. Fans have already begun imagining the ripple effects: a faster tempo, more defensive flexibility, and a return to the superstar-driven identity that defines the franchise. Until pens meet paper, it remains speculation. Still, in the NBA, rumors this loud rarely exist without fire. If Jaylen Brown truly is Lakers-bound, the league may soon be forced to adjust its expectations. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.